morning everyone, welcome to Simple Motoring. My name is Nez. Now we are in the latest 2018 model year Range Rover. This is the 2-litre inline-4 model with 440 brake horsepower and 640 Newton meters of torque. Now this model is called the PHEV because it's got a hybrid motor working with the inline-4. So right next to me I've got my beautiful instructor called Roger, and he's going to take us around Millbrook. We're going to see how to use this car's fantastic features and hybrid goodness and techness and to make this car what it is, and you know, we'll explore. Into drive, so obviously it takes the park off automatically, and now we are off.
So as we drive away, we look onto the EV screen. We can see that the drive is coming from the iBoost. So it's coming from the battery, and the blue indicates it's driving the wheels. If you lift off for a second, you'll say it goes green. We regenerate.
Right. So it's recharging the batteries.
Recharging the battery, regeneration.
Oh, okay.
So at the moment we're in EV mode.
Okay.
So we've driven away in parallel. So what is happening? The car's deciding the most efficient way to drive the car. So the moment it's deciding that the most efficient way is under the battery.
Okay.
It can cut in the petrol engine whenever it feels like. So again, just driving away, the torque you get from an electric motor is instant. You haven't got that wind up a petrol engine or a diesel engine, so you get more power. So you don't squirt there.
That is instant, you're correct.
Then the petrol engine
cuts in. Oh, right, okay.
So initially it will cut in, the hard acceleration will kit in initially with the battery.
Okay, so immediately you tell the size of this car, it feels instantly big, but very comfortable.
So just there we had a little bit of an overrun on the engine, and that's being used to charge the battery. So the a yellow was on showing that the petrol engine is working, and it's charging the battery. As we drive away now, the iBoost coming, so we get combined petrol and electric.
Oh, okay.
And that's why we got the blue and yellow from the wheels.
Oh, fantastic.
The right hand dial you've got shows the car's in eco mode. So as we backed off, went to charging, gently accelerate again, looking on the dial.
Yeah.
You'll see it stays in the blue.
Yeah.
That's the most efficient mode.
So, driving in town, what is the average miles per gallon if stop-start traffic, roughly, with the whole hybrid working together? And
it is hard to say that, because if you say you're living in London, you've charged the car overnight, it gives you 31-mile range under EV alone.
Okay.
If you're driving across London and your place of work is only 15 miles away, you might not use any petrol.
Oh, so you're just purely electric.
Get into the office, charge the car up again, leave home. You might not use any fuel for 2 or 3 miles.
Wow.
So it's got that potential. Obviously, the longer your trip is, hills, more aircon, get the massaging seats, the more energy coming out of the car, the more the petrol engine runs. But you have a potential there of not using any petrol. So to give you a figure of what the MPG would be through town is difficult.
Right. But obviously, once you're up and running, let's say
the combined figure is 101 mpg.
Wow, incredible! So we just literally following the route, it's just going round.
This is called the street route. Lots of tight turns, lots of corners. But can you tell when the petrol engine is coming in and when it's on iBoost? Just as you're driving.
Right now, it's hard to. It's very
seamless?
Yeah. It's hard to tell. It's just so smooth. Sharp left.
And every time you come off the brakes, it's regenerating the battery. So it said 31-mile range under a full charge. When you see, you're not running on EV the whole time.
Okay.
As soon as you lift off, it recharges. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So, do you always have to recharge? Can't you just rely on the petrol engine recharging the batteries? Do you always have to plug it in? You
just get a full charge. It is better. You can't charge the battery up completely from the engine. It will only give you a small amount of charge, but you top that up. So don't think it's when the engine is on. Don't think that it's a full charge.
Okay.
Think as you top up, use up,
right.
top up, use up,
right.
top up, use up. Side, that is open, and there's your charging point. Then those will light up with those colours depending what's happening.
Ah.
It all just clicks into place.
And then you close it.
And you wouldn't know it was there.
So on this 18 model year Range Rover, I've noticed the new infotainment system.
So we've got the duo screen.
Fantastic, yeah.
So what we can do, if for instance you had your sat nav on, and you were driving along with the sat nav, but you wanted to make a telephone call, if you then drag this one down and across, you can then use the phone. So whereas before you had the issue of not having the same screen, you can do two things. We now can. And down here we've got vehicle information.
Okay.
So we can set the terrain response where we go on road or off road.
Yeah.
So at the moment it's terrain response 2. The car is reading the ground, looking at what the conditions are like and adjusting itself as it needs to. If we were off road, we could pop up the terrain response button and we could select grass, gravel, snow, mud and ruts, sand and rock.
Right.
The terrain response 2, the car does it itself.
That's so clever how it's all done there.
Seat controls.
Yeah.
And then climate controls is on the bottom screen. You still got the sat nav on the top screen.
Oh, okay, right.
So,
and does it still come with dual view screen, so your passenger sees you're watching movies and I'm just seeing the navigation?
you can select that.
Ah,
yes.
right, okay.
Depending on the spec of car
Okay.
that you order. Select the car's ready. Select that. So you would mean that if we are with navigation or something. So if we're in navigation. It's not a seat on the navigation page. But then you can just swipe that down. Bring it down your phone, or you could have your
radio,
your media can control. Then to go back to your vehicle settings, vehicle setup, seats, and climate. Again, as soon as you want that again, just drag it down.
Fantastic.
Obviously, they've increased the storage, which you never had that before, and you've still got the fridge.
Fantastic Range Rover fridge.
So we're now on the Alpine route, so we're going to see how good this hybrid system is. So it's poodling at 40 miles an hour. Now I've got the petrol engine kicking in. And then the pedals, can you use the pedals whenever? Yeah.
If you use the pedals, it brings the petrol engine to give you that try.
Right,
try it,
okay.
have a go.
Okay.
So it's still drive. So let's put it into sports mode. Then you'll get your paddles.
Now we've got the selected model. Yeah.
So this car is at the moment selected. You can only use the paddles in sports mode, but you can have them in drive as well.
Okay.
Now you can have a save mode on the battery.
Right.
So if you were driving on the motorway, obviously it's better to have the petrol engine on the motorway. It'll recharge the battery. If you want to save it, press save here, and it will save the battery power for later. So if you park up at the tube station, then you know you're on the way home. Yeah. You're just going to be on EV. You've saved the power. Now the engine, descending this hill, we're recharging the battery. Okay. Yeah. Any power we make above the percentage we've saved it at, will. There we go. We saved it at 60%. If we make more than 60%, the car will use that, but it won't go below 60%. Right. The vehicle needs to be preconditioned to get the best out. So if you're plugged in and charging it overnight, the car will bring the battery temperature up to 22 degrees, which is the best temperature to be at the most efficient use out of the battery. Right. If you go into EV mode, so if I turn that off now, if I wanted just EV mode, if I press it, if the battery is not available, EV is not available in sport. So the car will tell you when you can and can't have it to get the best out of it. So if I plug it out of sports now, then again went for EV mode, as long as the battery's up to temperature, it'll allow you to have EV mode. And see the dials moved? Yeah, I can see. Yeah. Go over that blue and it will immediately bring the petrol engine. EV mode. So you can select EV mode and the car will give you EV mode as much as possible. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh, fantastic. So much tech here. So the torque, so the acceleration you're getting, an electric motor gives you instant torque. There's no wind up with petrol diesel engines, you have to put it slowly built. That's why the acceleration you've got is better than all our engines except for the SVR. Wow, because of that? Yeah, it's the 0 to 60, I think 6.3 seconds. Because you get the instant torque first before you then get the petrol engine coming in. Of course, these hills are good for recharging. Great recharging. If you leave a little bit of braking on, it gives you a bit more charge than just letting the car. As you come over the top here, just watch that charge area. Charge.
It's
a bit more charge.
section,
Squeeze the brakes a bit harder. when you can look at the dial, you'll find a little bit of braking actually adds. So that's not using the brakes, it's using the iBoost to slow the engine, so recharging the battery. So the initial bit of using the brakes is actually using the iBoost to slow the car down. It's only the last bit that the brakes come in. So you should have less brake usage.
So we can try that here. So we have a little bit of a straight, and I can try and brake. And we can
so watch the legs. Do a little bit of braking. So just lift off. Too much.
Too much.
So just come along. Yeah. Lift off the accelerator now.
Yeah.
And this car slows down. A little bit more braking. As soon as you brake hard, the brakes touch the discs, and then you lose that. So any heat you make using brakes, you can't use that to recharge the battery.
Right. So how many of these models do you expect? I'm assuming this is going to be extremely popular, this range, with the hybrid, especially in London.
There is talk that by 2020 all new Land Rover models will have a PHEV in the range.
And is this just on this Vogue, the big boys? Are they coming to the sports, the EV technology, or is already?
There's a Range Rover Sport PHEV.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah. Okay.
So Range Rover Vogue and Range Rover Sport already have a PHEV engine available. So coming out here, there's loads of regen. iBoost is coming in, and you're just using the battery.
Even now, I've got the brake just squeezed on, and you can tell it's charging. And obviously, you got the new seats now on the 18. I've just realised.
How do they feel?
Feel really good. Really good. I always say to myself, the massage function on Range Rovers is one of the best in the business.
Have you tried the hot stone massage? The executive seating now has a hot stone massage.
Hot stone massage.
Yeah.
I mean, do you need a house? You might as well just live in this.
Of course, every time we're decelerating,
it's always charging.
So when you said to me, so can you recharge battery, just think about it, a little bit of charge, use it, a little bit of charge, use it, a little bit of charge, use it. So long motorway runs, this car's not, it will do long motorway runs, but it's not, you won't get the best out of the plug-in hybrid, like all plug-in hybrids. Long motor runs are not the best thing for them, but if you have short stop-start journeys, round town, school run maybe, you get the best out of it.
Well, thank you very much, Roger. That was fantastic, to be honest. It's good to really experience something different with the hybrid technology. That's brilliant. Thank you.
Excellent. Perfect.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
What do you think?
No, generally it's good. It's really good. Really, really good. So smooth and very seamless. Because some cars, I've driven some cars where, okay, you can tell it's hybrid. You have to really floor it for the petrol to kick in. Whereas this, a little bit and then it cuts into the petrol. So it's brilliant. Do you have to turn it off, or that's the thing? You got to be sure. Okay, because the petrol engine, you know when it's on.
And then it tells you how much charge is left.
Oh wow.
You've got your chargers, normal chargers. You've got to charge up a laptop.